Chelsea reject Kai Havertz has just made the move to the other side of London, joining Arsenal. Can he revive his career and help Arsenal win the Premier League? With Man City getting even stronger, winning the Premier League with Arsenal seems impossible. Well, Havertz is going to get help from the wheel of career mode. Every season we're going to spin the wheel, and it's going to give us a challenge that's going to get Havertz and Arsenal closer to that Premier League title. We're spinning the wheel for season 1, and the challenge is going to be Winner's Circle. Sign a player who scored in a UCL final just like Kai Havertz. Although I called Havertz a Chelsea reject, the truth is he's created history at Chelsea, scoring in a Champions League final. This is the Arsenal team we've got right now, with Havertz playing in the centre-forward role, but now we get to add a player to this team that scored in a Champions League final. That could get us closer to winning the Premier League. Thinking about players that have scored in a Champions League final, there are a lot of them. Vinicius Jr., but we've already got Martinelli, so I kind of don't want to do that. Obviously, we've got Cristiano Ronaldo and Benzema who've scored in finals, but they're a bit old. But Rodri, who scored in this year's Champions League final, this is perfect. And so for season 1, Kai Havertz is joined by fellow Champions League final scorer Rodri. But is the signing of Rodri enough to make Havertz and Arsenal Premier League winners? We're getting through the season to find out. The season ends and we do manage to finish above Man City, but would you believe it, Chelsea win the Premier League by 1 point. Havertz came so close, but it was his former club that got it done without him as well. But Kai Havertz this season really showed what he's all about, scoring 32 goals and getting 15 assists. But if Kai Havertz and Arsenal want to win the Premier League, we're going to need a bit more help from the wheel. I may have forgotten to tell you, not all challenges are going to help us win the Premier League. Some might even make it more difficult. But let's see what we're getting for season 2. Former teammates. We get to sign a player that Havertz has played with before. And since Havertz has been at Chelsea by Leverkusen, this might really help us. First of all, we need to figure out what this Arsenal team needs. I think a midfielder to replace Jorginho would be really nice. And if my ball knowledge is correct, Kai Havertz did play with Ezequiel Palacios when they were at Bayer Leverkusen. And I think he'd be a pretty big upgrade on Jorginho. But also, the fullbacks at Arsenal are pretty average. Getting a better fullback might help some crosses come in for Havertz. And hence, probably the smart signing to make is Reece James. And yup, Havertz and James did play together when they were at Chelsea. They even won the Champions League together. Not only have we signed an amazing player like Reece James to our team, we've also weakened the team that won the Premier League last season. I'd say 2 birds, 1 stone with this one. Question is the addition of Reece James enough to get Havertz and Arsenal to win the Premier League? Well, hopefully our team is better than ever. But by the way, winning the Premier League is not the only objective we have. For Havertz to become an Arsenal legend, we have got to win the Premier League, of course, but also winning the Champions League and finally seeing him win the Ballon d'Or. With the wheel helping us out most of the time, we might be able to pull this off. With Reece James coming in to help out Havertz, we're making it through the Premier League season. I think this could be it. But would you believe it? This time, even more disappointment as Arsenal finished 3rd in the Premier League, worse than last season. How have Manchester United won the Premier League before us? Even in the Champions League, Barcelona got the better of us. Havertz still continues to get better, scoring more and more goals, 39 this season. And with the way he's growing, he's closer to winning the Ballon d'Or than ever before. But still, 2 seasons in, and we failed to win the Premier League. It's Havertz's 3rd season at Arsenal, and we need a bit of help from the wheel to win the Premier League. Oh no, Havertz is alone is the challenge we get. Havertz's best teammate leaves the club. We need to win the Premier League, and we're getting a challenge like this. No way, Havertz's best teammate is Martin Ødegaard. No. Nah, just nah. Where does he end up going? Manchester City, of course. That's gonna make it harder for us to win the Premier League. Havertz is now the leader of this squad, and honestly, the team is still pretty incredible, but is it good enough to win the Premier League? We've made our way to almost the end of the Premier League season, and this is crazy. 37 games, Arsenal 81 points, Man City 80 points, and the final game of the season, Arsenal versus City at the Emirates. This is nuts. In spite of Ødegaard leaving, Arsenal and Havertz are in this position. This time it was Saka who was the top scorer who helped out Havertz big time, but Havertz still had a great season. But now to win the Premier League, Havertz is going to need to prove that he's better than Martin Ødegaard, the player that left him this season. Can we do it? Can we beat Man City? If we win this game or even draw, we're going to win the Premier League title. This is huge. A draw, and Havertz with the brace as well. Outrageous end to the season. Havertz just about about scrapes through and helps Arsenal win the Premier League after more than 20 years. But we still have more to achieve with Havertz to make him an Arsenal legend. Well, the Ballon d'Or to be precise, which we could win this season, because Arsenal also managed to win the Carabao Cup, 2 trophies for Havertz. But in the Champions League, we got knocked out in the semi-finals. Yup, the Champions League is something we need to win with Havertz. Fresh off winning the Premier League, we're now in our 4th season with Havertz and Arsenal. All that's left is for Havertz to win the Ballon d'Or and Arsenal to win their first ever Champions League. And let's see if the wheel can help us with that. We got a bad challenge the last time around, so I'm hoping this time we get a good one. Ooh, and it looks like it is a good one. Havertz plus 99 shooting. This means if we complete the objective, we get to max out his shooting stat. That's gonna help him win the Ballon d'Or for sure. Scored a hat-trick versus Chelsea to unlock the upgrade. Okay, we need to score a hat-trick with Havertz. Also, because the wheel didn't give us a signing, we can't really improve our team. Everything rests on Havertz unlocking that upgrade. No way, this game against Chelsea is during the Ballon d'Or week. And Kai Havertz has been nominated for the Ballon d'Or. A hat-trick against his former club Chelsea can not only just max out Havertz's shooting stat, but it could also win him the Ballon d'Or. It didn't take long for Havertz to get through on goal. No way, Havertz is through on goal already. No, the keeper saves. Havertz had multiple chances, but the ball wasn't going in the back of the net. Finally, Havertz got a bit of help from his teammate. Oh, Saka's got in behind. Cut back for Havertz, and that's a sneaky finish. That's goal number 1 for Kai. First half has come to an end in only the 1 goal with Havertz. We need 2 more in the next 45 minutes. To score the hat-trick, we needed an early goal in the second half. Oh, Havertz is through. Havertz is through, and it's a brilliant finish off the post. Come on. Okay, guys, we need to just keep ourselves composed. Just 1 more goal with Havertz and it's job done. Oh, Chelsea have got a red card. This is it. This is going to help us out massively. We were a man up and soon we had the chance to complete the hat-trick. Now against 10 men, Havertz has got the advantage. A cheeky chip off the bar. No! Time was running out. This was going to be our last chance to score the hat-trick. This is the last chance for Kai Havertz. Surely, yes, we get the hat-trick with Havertz. Come on. With the hat-trick, Havertz has now unlocked the shooting upgrade. His shooting is 99, completely maxed out. He's also gone up to a 94 overall. Is that enough for the Ballon d'Or? But of course, it's Kylian Mbappe who ends up winning the Ballon d'Or. The Premier League is not enough to win the Ballon d'Or. The truth is, Havertz is going to need to win Arsenal's first ever Champions League to win the ultimate prize. But this season, we weren't good enough to win the Champions League out in the round of 16 itself. Look at Havertz now. He's 96 rated. But to win the Champions League, he's going to need help from the wheel. Just like we're trying to win the Champions League with Havertz, I'm trying to reach 1 million subscribers. And the only way that's possible is if you guys help me out. So please subscribe. We're now in our 5th season with Havertz and Arsenal. It's about time we start winning the Champions League, getting Havertz that Ballon d'Or. But to do that, I think this Arsenal midfield needs to be better. Well, it depends on the wheel if we can improve the team. Let's find out. Okay, the challenge we get is Havertz's dream team. We've got to sign a player from Havertz's dream team. Now, what's his dream team? Okay, after a bit of searching on YouTube, I did find Havertz's dream team in which he selects his team.
Ich bin, glaube ich, auch ein guter Torwart. Deswegen kann ich mich...
It was pretty evident that I wasn't going to figure out what Kai Havertz was trying to say in this video. Thankfully though, there's a neat graphic in which his entire dream team is visible. And over here, the players like Jorginho who could help our midfield. Maybe Kovacic, but I think he's a bit too old. But Mason Mount seems like the perfect guy. Feels like ages since we've been able to add another player to our team, but finally, Mason Mount joins Havertz and Arsenal. Oh, fun fact, we've reunited Mount and Havertz. It was actually Mason Mount who assisted Havertz's goal in that Champions League final. Maybe they can do it all over again and Havertz can win the Champions League and then the Ballon d'Or. The season starts off really well with a win in the Community Shield against Spurs. But the main goal is the Champions League and we need to top the group. We start off our Champions League campaign with a perfect record. 6 games, 6 wins. But the journey begins now in the knockout rounds. This has to be Havertz's Ballon d'Or season and he knows it. Havertz this season was on a quest to win the Ballon d'Or. The goals just wouldn't stop. And look at that. sat halfway through the season top of the Champions League group. But the real test begins now. Champions League knockouts. Havertz scores and knocks out Juventus. And in the quarterfinals, Havertz scored. Meanwhile, his Ballon d'Or opponent Mbappe missed the pen and PSG are out. Look at Havertz's stats already this season. With Mbappe bottling it, this might be it, but we need to win the Champions League. No way, in the semi-finals, it's Kai Havertz's former club, Leverkusen, the club which started everything for him. But this was not the time to get emotional, as Havertz scored the winner and knocked his former club out. And this is it, finally, Arsenal are in a Champions League final, and how poetic, it's the same final of 2006, the last time Arsenal were in it. And now Havertz has got a chance to cement his legacy as an Arsenal legend by winning this. And this has been an incredible season so far. The Community Shield, FA Cup, Carabao Cup as well. This would be the fourth trophy of the season. And the fact that Havertz scored 45 times this season. If Havertz can win the Champions League, the Ballon d'Or might be in the bag. The moment of truth is here. Can Arsenal win the Champions League against Barca? Can they do it? Can Havertz do it? Oh my, it was a classic, and yes, Arsenal have done it. Havertz scored twice in the final as well. Just perfect. And there you go, guys. Havertz wins the Champions League, cementing his legacy as an Arsenal legend. But is that enough to win the Ballon d'Or? 47 goals, 10 assists, 4 trophies. Surely it's enough. December 9th, we've arrived at the Ballon d'Or ceremony. This is it, the moment of truth. Has Havertz won it? Yes, he has. We've made Havertz an Arsenal legend. And not just that, we also maxed out his overall to 99. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy me take a 0 overall Messi all the way to 99 overall. Click here to watch that.